You know how every office has at least one person who just makes life harder for everyone? In our office, that person was Karen. And no, that wasn't just a nickname. That was her actual name. Karen had made it her personal mission to police every single employee in our building. If you printed something single-sided instead of double-sided, Karen was there, shaking her head, sighing loudly, and reminding you about company resources. If you dared print out a recipe or a coupon during your lunch break, oh, you better believe she was marching over to your desk, eyes blazing, demanding to know if you thought the company was your personal Kinko's. We all called her the printer Nazi. Not to her face, of course, but behind her back? Absolutely. The truth was, Karen wasn't management. She wasn't HR. She wasn't even in IT. She was just a regular employee like the rest of us. But she appointed herself as the moral compass of the office. She had this smug, self-satisfied smirk every time she caught someone breaking the rules, like she was doing some noble service. But the hypocrisy? Oh, that's where the story gets good. Our company had two offices, the main corporate office and the production office where I worked. Occasionally, IT guys from corporate would come down to production to work on systems upgrades. They'd borrow cubicles and set up shop for the day. Now one particular day, IT was in our building. And among them was the head of IT himself. This guy wasn't just some tech support grunt, he was the man. The kind of guy who could shut down your account, pull up your browsing history, or make your whole digital world disappear with a single keystroke. But here's the thing, Karen didn't know that. So when she noticed this man checking the weather on his computer, completely allowed by the way because storms were rolling in, she swooped in like a hawk. She stood behind him, arms crossed, tapping her foot until he noticed her. And then, in that holier-than-thou tone we all knew too well, she said something like, "Excuse me, but the company intranet is not for personal use. We all need to stay professional here. Please refrain from this kind of behavior." The head of IT just smiled. He didn't argue. He didn't flex his authority. He simply said, "Noted." Little did Karen know, she had just scolded the one person who had the power to pull her entire internet history. Later that day, during a break, the head of IT came over to chat with me. He and I were actually friends. He'd been down to production enough times that we'd gotten close. He told me what Karen had done and I couldn't help but laugh. "Of course it was her," I said. "She makes everyone miserable. We call her the office Karen. She polices everything." He raised an eyebrow. "Does she now?" That's when he decided, time for a little investigation. Now Karen had her own office, a private space, which meant she felt untouchable. No one could see what she was doing on her computer. And what was she doing? Online shopping. Every single day. 4 hours. Not just the occasional glance at Amazon. We're talking cart after cart, browsing sales, comparing blouses, reading reviews, even checking out while on the clock. That same very day, after scolding the head of IT for looking at the weather, she went back into her office and bought herself a blouse. The hypocrisy was astounding. The head of IT didn't need to set her up. He didn't need to trick her. He simply pulled her browsing history. And what he found was enough to bury her. A week later, Karen was called into HR. The news spread fast. People saw her being escorted out of the building, carrying a sad little box of her belongings. No triumphant speeches. No dramatic farewell. Just a quiet, humiliating walk of shame. The same woman who spent years policing everyone else got caught red-handed breaking the very rules she loved to enforce. And the best part? She was taken down by the very man she had scolded. Talk about karma. You know, there's something incredibly satisfying about stories like this. It's not just that Karen got fired, it's that she dug her own grave. If she had just minded her own business, no one would have ever bothered to check her history. But she couldn't help herself. She had to be the sheriff. And in the end, the sheriff got shot with her own bullets. If this story made you smile even a little, smash that like button. And let me know in the comments, have you ever worked with an office Karen? What happened? Don't forget to subscribe for more revenge stories that will restore your faith in karma. Until next time, stay petty, my friends.